Good morning, English 110 students, and welcome to unit number 3. I am going to share my screen and we'll do our weekly walkthrough as normal. So in unit 3, click on there. In unit 3, we are working on more things that are going to help you to write your argument paper, which is the biggest assignment that we have this term. Now, in a lot of classes, you're going to be writing research papers. So this is practice for all the upcoming papers that you will have. But specifically, of course, we are looking at things that will help you with this particular course. So we're focusing on thesis statements, the difference between plagiarism and being accidental and plagiarism being on purpose, and citing sources, because how we prevent accidental plagiarism is by properly citing our sources. So as usual, you're going to start with the readings and resources, and you've got a section on thesis statements, developing your thesis statement, making sure your thesis statement is clear, but also that it is the right size. It's a weird word for it, but the right size for the type of paper that you're working on. And so you've got some readings on that and an activity as well. Then you've got a section on plagiarism. And we're going to work on how to avoid plagiarism in general, which honestly, my personal belief is that most people who end up plagiarizing on purpose do so because they have panicked. So the number one way I can talk today to avoid plagiarism is to not panic and to reach out and ask for help if you're having trouble with a writing assignment. But also, you're going to learn a little bit about self-plagiarism. One of the things that post-university specifically does is forbid people to use the same assignment more than once. And so if you have a previous attempt at 110, or you're in a later class and you want to use the same topic that you did for your argument paper in this class, you have to really write it again. You have to start from scratch. Not that you couldn't use the same topic, but if you turn in a similar paper, it will be flagged for self-plagiarism. So you'll learn about that as well. And then we're going to work on paraphrasing. So last week, you were to use a direct quotation and you cited that. We are now going to work on how we use our own words to talk about research, but we still include that same parenthetical citation, that in-text citation with the author's name and the year most of the time in APA. If there is no author, we would use the title, and you'll learn those rules as we go through. So that's what we're focusing on this week, avoiding plagiarism and also the thesis statement. Then if we go and take a look at our assignments, as usual, we have a discussion board, which we'll look at. And then instead of a writing assignment this week, you have another knowledge check, which is kind of like taking a test. You can redo those. So take it until you get the score that you want on it. You can improve your score on those, unlike some of the other assignments. But let's take a look at the plagiarism discussion board. So let's consider a scenario. You've been working for a fairly well-established investment firm for the last 4 months. You and a coworker were both assigned to write a report on the same startup business to determine if you should invest in it. Your coworker asked to see your report to verify some data. The next day, you and your coworker hand in the same report. So think about these questions. How would you feel in this situation? How would you deal with this type of plagiarism situation in the workplace? And then what actions should your boss take? So plagiarism is a little bit different in school than it is in the real world, but it still happens even in the real world. And this is a great example of that. So as usual, you're going to post your own response by Wednesday night. And then by the following Sunday, you need to respond in depth to at least 2 of your classmates. As usual, you can take a look at the rubric. It will lead you through where the points are on that. And that is your big assignment for this week, in addition, of course, to doing the reading and then taking that knowledge check. So, as usual, I hope you have a great week. If you have any questions about anything, please, please, please reach out to me. That's why I'm here. So, everybody have a great week, and I will talk to you before then, but I will see you next Monday. Have a great week.